This video, I'm going to try to show you some of the tools that I found today. Actually, I was looking for something else. So, normally I've been using GIMP. So you can download the 3.04 version, and I'm using Windows, so you can just make sure you download the Windows version. Usually I'll just go directly to this website and download it from here. I won't show you the install. That's pretty much, once it's downloaded in your download folder, and just click on the executable, and it'll automatically install GIMP into your system. The one I found today was this one called GMIC. So apparently there's like a bunch of filters that are included in it, like 600 and something, and just click on for the download and it'll tell you make sure you're downloading for GIMP 3. So just download the stable executable, and you can go ahead and install that onto your system, and I'll show you what that looks like when I launch GIMP and stuff like that. Okay, so let me go ahead and launch GIMP, and I'll show you. And when you run the executable on this GMIC, it'll automatically install it into your application. So let me go to GIMP. Okay, so I'll ignore this right now. So what happens when you install GIMP, and the GMIC will actually be down here in the filters. Okay, so let me go ahead and quickly do a demo for you. I have in the download folder, I have a GMIC tutorial, and I have a picture of my cousin. And one of the things you will note is that it has this pattern from the original print and stuff like that. So one of the nice things that I've done a demo before on how to use FFT plugin for GIMP in an older version, and it's a lot harder to, unless you know what FFT is, which is fast Fourier transform, and it's finding these little nodes and stuff like that. So what I'll do is I'll launch this program or this filter. Oops, let me close one of these. And what it'll do is, it's called descreening. So if you go in repair and you go down to descreen, it basically implements that for you, and you can see how it disappeared. So if I remove this, so this is the original, and then you see how that pattern will disappear. Okay, so if I apply that, you'll see that it does this processing, and then I'll go ahead and okay, so you can see the original now doesn't have it. So let me go ahead and, instead of overwriting this one, I'll just save it. Well, this is what I should have did at first. Save this first is that, and so I just go ahead and export as descreen. Well, the other thing I could do, but I don't know how well to kind of sharpen this up. I'll do that on another photo. Okay, so let me go ahead and I can close this one. Or actually, since I created a folder for this demo, there's the D-screen version and the original. So I should have also showed you, I started using this other program called RAW, and you can download RAW and install that onto your machine too. Okay, so what I'll show you is and I'll select the folder that I have. And you can zoom in and see the difference between that one and the original. Okay, and you can play around with, things to darken the picture and stuff like that. Eventually, you can just export the result and stuff like that. And then this is to restore it back to the original and stuff like that. Okay, so let me go back into GIMP. I'll go ahead and close this one. And just discarding the changes. And I'll open this picture now. And what I want to first do is I'll go, which I should have did. Right now, this is just a simple JPEG. If I save, it'll create an XCF, which is the native format of GIMP, and I'll make sure I save it in this folder. Okay, so now I'm using the XCF, so I can add layers and stuff like that, but I'm not going to be doing what I did previously. Okay, so this is one of the ones that I had used before, and what I'll do this time is I'll go into detail, and there's all types of sharpening filters and stuff like that. So I can actually, as I'm looking at that, I could actually adjust the filter. So I can select, using the arrow keys on the thing, you can see I can make adjustments and stuff like that. So you can see these subtle changes like that. Okay, so one of the ones I found was gradient that seems to work pretty good. So I can select the amount, and using the arrow keys I could make some adjustments. And then like on scale. Okay, so I could apply that. You can see how it changed, and I can play around with some of these other ones. Yeah, so I've never used this many different, sharpen tools. So I don't know what each of them really controls. Most you can do is look at the images to see if anything really changes. And if you don't like the changes, just hit the reset to where you started and stuff like that. Okay, so let me go ahead and say that's what I want. So now I can't tell if this actually changed. It may have lightened it up a little. So now what I'll do is make sure I save it, and I'll export it as a JPEG. Let me put it as sharpened so the original one is still there. Okay, so actually that looks pretty good. At least there's detail. Okay, so I can go ahead and quit now. And what I wanted to use is, I started looking for a free enhanced or AI enhanced program, so I found this one, and I could upload this sharpened image and let's see how good a job it does. Well, one thing nice about this PhotoGrid one, it doesn't leave a watermark that I'd have to remove later. Okay, so let me go ahead and, don't know if you can really see the changes and stuff like that, so let me go ahead. And you have to download it because they only keep it up, you have 60 minutes to save the file. So and let me go ahead and close this one, and I'll upload the descreen one. Hopefully this one will also get rid of some of the blur. See, this one is trying to get me to sign up. So actually this one did, you can tell it did, clean it up or sharpened it. don't think I may have used up all my credits for today. Okay, it doesn't look like I can save this one off. I can probably do it later. Okay, so let me go ahead and look at this one now. So this is the one that I uploaded, so I just saved it as a PNG. So we can look at this one, looks a little bit better and stuff like that. So you can still, manipulate a little more if you want. Okay, if I wanted to. And you'll notice that it kind of just sharpens mainly the face area. Okay, well, I don't really want to make any changes. So, okay, so that concludes this tutorial.